What's good, everybody? It's your boy Richard, and I'm back with another video. Today we are going to be talking about war games with the OG bloodline versus the new bloodline, and this story has been on the tip of people's tongues for the longest time because of how interesting the story has gotten and just how many new people are just joining in. Because the bloodline storyline has been like at the top of WWE for about 4 years now, and it's really taken like WWE to new heights in terms of storytelling and just entertainment, especially with The Rock getting involved. Like they are nowhere near stagnant. Like they are like up there. Like, I mean, if you want like good wrestling matches and just good engagement with the crowd while the match is happening, you got to have a good storyline with it. Like, and for examples of that, look at the Shield versus Evolution. Look at Sasha Banks versus Charlotte. Look at John Cena versus Randy Orton. Like, look at all those matches. Like, those were some of the best matches WWE has had like in years. Like, I mean, look at Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels. That's like the greatest match in WWE history. Like, you need storylines to be ordered to like get that engagement, like take your company to new heights. And I feel like the Bloodline storyline has done that like really well. But to the point though, I want to get into kind of why everything is like leading up to where it is. Because a lot of people are mainly under the sun and they don't really know too much of what's going on. So Roman lost his title at WrestleMania to Cody Rhodes, and Solo felt it was necessary to step up to the plate and just take matters into his own hands. And to do that, he had to get rid of people who he felt were gonna hold that back and disagree with him. So, and on top of that, WWE, it's like a new era. They wanted to introduce new people. They want to make new storylines. Well, they keep some of their storylines, but they just want to add a little sauce and just make it better. But essentially, they wanted Solo to step up to the plate and show that he's ready. Like, he's not playing around. But Solo wanted to push the boundary a little further. He wanted to really be defiant in his reign of dominance as this self-appointed tribal chief. So what does he do? He goes to people who Roman wanted to completely stay away from and just completely leave them to where they were. So the first member he bought was Tama Tonga, which guy's an animal. He makes weird sounds. He does some goofy shit. Like, I don't know why the fuck he does that, but I mean, your character is your character. But essentially, what I'm saying is that like the reason that there's a reason that Roman wanted to stay away from these people is because like of what they are and what they could do. And in an internally business decision, Triple H had like a fear that these people would outshine like Solo. So if you look at it to more of that business perspective, then yeah. But Tama Tonga, apparently he's supposed to be the right hand man. He's supposed to be the leader, not the leader. He's supposed to be the Jey Uso of Solo Sikoa's bloodline, which I don't know how well that's working out for him, but he's playing his part pretty well right now, so I can't really get mad at it. But then Kevin Owens and Randy Orton has gotten into the mix, which Kevin Owens and Randy Orton have had major history with the original bloodline and what the original bloodline put them through, and all the things with Randy Orton being on the show for a year and a half and just Kevin Owens going through what he went through with Roman for like the past 3 years, with him being cheated out of like 3, 4 title matches with Roman Reigns because of the bloodline. And his best friend Sami Zayn, aligning with them, and Sami Zayn turning on them because of Kevin Owens, and Kevin Owens beating the Usos. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn beating the Usos in the main event of last year's WrestleMania. Like, there's just so much history with these two in the bloodline. So essentially, Kevin Owens and Tama Tonga targeted these two, and that led to a backlash match with these. That led to a tag team match at Backlash with Kevin Owens and Randy Orton versus Solo and Tama Tonga. And long story short, it was they turned it into a no disqualification match. And then Tonga Loa, who was Tama Tonga's brother, had appeared. Which I also have an opinion on Tonga Loa, that I'm gonna be, talking about on TikTok, but that's for another day. So back to the original thing. So they added a new member to the bloodline, Tonga Loa, in which he's a very significant but not really impactful character in this story. But they do need him for like numbers and stuff like that. But yeah, back to what I was originally saying. So they got those numbers, and then Cody Rhodes gets in the mix. And now that Cody Rhodes is in the mix, he's, fighting a lot of people, in which the anger that which Solo had to Cody was not just the fact that he held the title that he wanted, and he wanted to really solidify himself as a tribal chief. He wanted to show Cody that he was ready, because, and the thing that really altered the ego of Solo in the first place when it comes to his hatred for Cody stems from the fact that Cody told Solo that he's not ready before, but really he just wants to prove Cody wrong and prove that he is indeed ready. And the only way he can prove that is by taking the title off of Cody. So now SummerSlam and Money in the Bank, long story short, Solo ended up pinning. Wait. Backtrack. Jacob Fatu. You guys don't have any history with him. You can look up some videos of, Jacob Fatu. Very talented guy, very athletic for a guy his size. Just overall, I see why they just kept him out of WWE for the longest time. Like, that guy is just stupendously good. Like, he's so good that it's just like baffling to a lot of people's minds. But WWE got him, and just like, he's now the Samoan werewolf. He's the enforcer of Solo Sikoa's bloodline, and rightfully so. He's destroyed the likes of Roman Reigns, DIY, Kevin Owens, Randy Orton, even Cody Rhodes. Like, the guy is just a complete monster, and he became just the X factor of what the bloodline needed to kind of get through a lot of obstacles when it comes to guys just trying to get in their way. Now where does this lead me? This led to, a Money in the Bank match with Kevin Owens, Randy Orton, and Cody Rhodes versus Solo, Tama Tonga, and Jacob Fatu, in which, long story short, Solo pinned Cody. They won. That led to a SummerSlam match with Cody Rhodes and Solo Sikoa for the Undisputed Championship at Bloodline Rules. And that was big because the one and only OTC Roman Reigns returned. And that was kind of big and it's kind of poetic justice, because it's like, Roman had the infamous 2020 SummerSlam return, making his return after a few months back then in 2020 and solidifying himself as the tribal chief and the head of the table. And now he's solidifying himself as the OTC and as this rebirth version of Roman Reigns. And just, it's amazing to the whole crowd. And it's poetic justice, like I said. But this all leads to Solo still kind of targeting Cody Rhodes, because he does feel that the only reason that, he's not champion is because of Roman Reigns. And, rightfully so. So they get into a rematch for the Undisputed Championship inside Steel Cage at SmackDown. Excuse my voice. Cody ended up winning that fair and square. The Bloodline attacked him. Roman returned again after Solo had took him out in like a SmackDown from like 2-3 weeks ago. And he returned and helped Cody. That led to a match at Bad Blood, a tag team match at Bad Blood with Cody and Roman, which are two unlikely allies, versus Solo and Jacob. Jimmy Uso ended up returning, helping them, and Roman won. Roman and Cody won. Which then, surprise, surprise, The Rock returned. And I feel like the thing with The Rock, here's my theory on The Rock. I feel like The Rock returned because he said, like, I don't know what all is going on, and I don't care. All I care about is now being the tribal chief and the undisputed champion. So I'm gonna still be away, but don't forget about me. And whoever settles this little beef of being the tribal chief, I will be next in line to take that power from you, and then I will also go after the undisputed championship. So that's The Rock's message. Whoever settles this thing with being the tribal chief, he wants that next shot, and that will be the money match for WrestleMania. So yeah, it all stems to that. But now we are in the mix of War Games. What can we expect at War Games? Well, the news that we already know is that the fact that, Jey Uso is back in the mix because the Bloodline cost him his IC championship after he manly declined and said no to join the Bloodline in the first place. The Bloodline essentially gave him a reason to now get involved back with Roman Reigns. And Crown Jewel happened, numbers game happened, Solo ended up pinning Roman and winning the match, and Sami Zayn got in the mix because he was trying to tell Jey Uso that you don't want to get involved with these guys again. And, Jey Uso said that he wasn't family, and that led to Sami talking to Solo, and that led to Crown Jewel, where Sami made it abundantly clear that he did not want anything to do with Solo. He wanted to go against Solo, and he's only in it because Jey is in it. That's literally the only reason. And, Solo now has Bronson Reed on his team, stemming from the fact that, I actually don't know why Bronson Reed is in it. I think the only reason they got Bronson Reed in it is because they definitely got him in it because like Seth Rollins and stuff. And we all know how Seth Rollins feels about Roman Reigns. We all know. Like, I don't need to go much into detail for that. I might save that for another video, but yeah, we all know how he feels about Roman. And essentially, he's just like gonna keep declining and declining and declining, and until like he breaks. Like, eventually they are going to get Seth Rollins on there. We all know it's going to be Seth Rollins. But my predictions are just, I feel like, a lot of anger is going to be stemming from this. A lot of disagreements are going to happen. Just a lot of things are just going to really not be flow state for the OG bloodline. But they are going to figure it out and win. But I do feel like this beef is never going to be over until we get a Roman versus Solo one-on-one match for the Ula Fala. I think that's the name of it. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. Fucking let me know. But that's going to be the only time the beef ends. And that's when The Rock will get into the picture of being next in line for Tribal Chief. That is where this all will stem. But, I do feel like the OG bloodline will persevere. But the beef won't be over until Roman and Solo go one-on-one. And that's the video. Those are my opinions. I just wanted to give y'all a little back check and stem from how the bloodline started, give y'all a little storyline before, getting into my predictions and why I got into my predictions and what I feel like will happen after that. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. New content, new types of content will be coming soon. I will get back to my Road to Master Prestige gameplay. I will be playing the new Warzone, and content will be skyrocketed, like off the planet. Streaming will be coming back very soon. We got a Discord server now. We're going to be working on that. Like, we got a lot of big moves coming. So I want you guys to stay tuned for that. I love you guys. It's been your boy Red Show, and I'm out. Yeah.